The truth is, most men are more upfront than women are.
Yeah.
So, a man to be a husband, I'm gonna use what Mrs. Robinson said, that he presented himself to be a family man. He had a background, came from a family, so he had something to show. There's no guarantee you're going to be a good wife. We're marrying you off the potential that you might be. We don't know if you're going to be a good mother. We're marrying you on the potential that you might be. We don't know if you're going to be cooking and cleaning and go to the gym. We're marrying you on the possibility that you might be. So the truth is, when it comes to the dynamics of relationships, most men aren't selling the dreams. Most women are.
I believe that so many women say men are changing up on them, that men are selling dreams. But I also want to kind of put it in there that women get with men early like that. You may not notice that they're just going through a natural change or a phase in their life, right? So you change friend groups every 5 years, um, interests, you start to develop interests, you go through attitudinal changes, slight behavioral changes, and even at what 25 to 27, women go through bodily, after becoming a mother, all those type of things. Is it possible that this type of changed up thing that they're talking about could just be natural life change? And a lot of women aren't willing to accept that because they want that, boyish figure, boyish attitude, whatever. Because I hear that so much where I'll say I started dating my wife when I was the first time we were together, when I was 23, 23. Ask me if she's the same woman now. Absolutely not.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know if I agree with you because I can tell by the way you talk that you are a good man, right? I can tell you're a good husband. I can tell you're a good father. I can tell you have morals, you have good character. I can tell you have values by the way you talk. Some guys that get up here, they sound like sleazy players. Like you can tell.
Whoa. What do I sound like?
We're not
You don't
gonna
want to answer that. Don't ask questions you don't want to answer to.
it's like it just oozes from them. Like you can tell the players. You can tell like guys are in categories, right? But there are guys who are these ultimate finessers. They are players. They are con men. They have mastered the game. Why are you trying to act like these guys don't exist? They can sell you that dream and you are completely unaware of it. There are men that exist like this.
We
They're
have to
called
be able to
con
do that because there's a dream to be sold. But we
men.
didn't
Right.
create
Yeah.
What
I think
Wait. Can I respond to you really quickly? We
Sure,
got
I'll
to address
pause it.
this.
But
We
go
got to
ahead.
address this. The truth is, most men are more upfront than women are.
Yeah.
So, a man to be a husband, I'm gonna use what Mrs. Robinson said, that he presented himself to be a family man. He had a background, came from a family, so he had something to show. There's no guarantee you're going to be a good wife. We're marrying you off the potential that you might be. We don't know if you're going to be a good mother. We're marrying you on the potential that you might be. We don't know if you're going to be cooking and cleaning and go to the gym. We're marrying you on the possibility that you might be. So the truth is, when it comes to the dynamics of relationships, most men aren't selling the dreams. Most women are. And we end up marrying a woman. And this is why we get red pill later on in life.
Well,
Because we believe the dream. And then once we find out that what you sold us, you're gonna cook, you're gonna clean, you're gonna let us
have
smack
sex
it,
5 times
twist
a
it,
week.
sound effect.
flip it, you're gonna be swinging from the chandelier, right? You all that, and then after you have that one kid, and then you go through the depression afterwards, your body changes, and now you sagging a little bit, and you got that cellulite around the thighs, and you got bags under the eyes, and you don't feel as attractive as you used to be. That sex drive goes down. So I'm saying this to say that we keep on putting the onus on men, what men are saying. And two things are true. Women are the ones who are selling the dreams, and a woman won't accept a dream from a man she's not interested in. And if she knows she's lying, all he has to do is say the right things, and she can leverage him saying the right things, even though she knows he's lying, so that when it's time for accountability, she can say, well, you said this, when all along you knew he wasn't the man that he pretended to be.
I'm just telling you straight up.
I appreciate that. And I wasn't finished actually. But I appreciate that every man on the panel is an upstanding gentleman. I respect that. And if I had to right now. But there are, I could tell you I get hit on most by married men. What about those guys? Yes. There are a lot of women who are texting men oh, I can't talk right now because something, that are married, that are in relationships. They have these whole social medias where married guys just go and they prey on single women. This happens. I know a lot of friends that I didn't know he was married. Happens a lot. My point is, these guys do exist. I don't like that we give them passes. I don't like that when they do trick women, it's okay. And it's the woman's fault. Number one. Number two, yes, women do look past the red flags for a guy that they like. They will give a man a chance. They will trust blindly to a guy that they like, they're attracted to. They'll give him a chance to even redeem himself if he broke their trust. But it's like it's almost like a two-edged sword. It's like if a woman doesn't do that, you'll just move on and leave her. You'll just skip over her. I've heard men on the panel say, "Oh, you're celibate? You're not for me. But more power to you, girl." Why? But you don't want a girl that gives it up easy. But you won't take the girl that's being celibate and waiting.
So I want to jump in on this because Kelly, I think you're making a really valid point. And I really genuinely want to call cap on this whole women trusting blindly thing. And I'm going to say this because the men have been speaking in generalities for the most part for most of the night. At the end of the day, if women really did trust blindly, there would not be so many men crying about submission and wanting their women to submit and thinking that women are not being submissive enough because submission requires trust. And
but submission is not restricted to the how you trust.
I believe if women didn't trust blindly, we would have a very low single motherhood rate.
I want to come back to that point. That sounds like a good point, and I hear what you're saying. This is no, it's women lied. You said you would submit, and then when we got in there and we paid the bills and we did what we said we were going to do, you said you would be this nice, sweet, feminine, submissive woman, and you lied to us. So men are angry not because you not because of what he did. You sold him a dream and told him you were going to be this kind of woman. And then you turned out not to be, and men are responding to that.
On their wives.
So wait, so it's okay for the men. It's okay for the men to be angry about being sold a dream, but a woman needs to take accountability for buying the dream if she sold a dream. I'm not. Can someone maybe clarify?
No, men don't complain about being sold a dream. There's a reason the saying goes when when we say I do, she says I don't. Like men just literally live with that, love the woman anyway, take care of the children and all of that. Like that's a real thing. We just don't complain the way women do.
Curves, I didn't even notice you took off your makeup. You look so good.
I think she's trying to make a statement.
I was just gonna say, like, do I look completely different? Do I look scary, Bruiser? Since you wanted to generalize women altogether?
He's not gonna answer that. He pleads the fifth.
Of course not. Because
his lawyer's
hey,
here.
look, just because you went and took your makeup off don't mean my points don't.
Plead the fifth, man.
No, I'm not. Like I told her, I wasn't talking to her specifically.
No,
it's very beautiful what I heard.
And she got her face all up in the camera, like
their own skin. When they showed it was them. They show themselves because they get triggered.
What
I'm like,
voice is that?
I don't know. I was just using a fake Bruiser voice, but
Yeah, but I like what Sir Harold said. He was absolutely right. We get into these relationships, and we still hold our own. We still see the one thing about us. We don't audition for you. The things we do, the things we accomplish from 18 all the way to 30 or whatever we do in work, and we do that so we can survive and sustain. And you know what I'm saying? We don't do that to go and audition to be a worthy husband of you. We have to do these things to be able to survive as a man. So regardless of you, regardless of you hitting.
Hold on, y'all got let him finish.
Regardless of you hitching yourself to us, we're still gonna do these things. We don't stop working when we get into marriage. We don't stop going out here. We go and work and do shitty jobs and taking out the trash and all that shit just to put a roof, food on the table, and pay the bills. We're gonna do that regardless of you in our life. You know, the things you do become conditional. You get in the marriage and then you get relaxed. The stuff that you do, the value that you have been given and the value you have elevated starts to shrink once you get in a relationship. And what do? Tell us, oh, but you're supposed to love me no matter what. But you want us to do that, and you want us to remain monogamous and still not skip a beat from the time we say I do. But what you could do is you can go and eat yourself into oblivion. You know what I'm saying? You can go and say, oh, I don't want to have sex with you. You get what I'm saying? You can do all these things and expect us to just not skip a beat from the day we said I do, from moving on.